Alright everybody, welcome back to another Xvault gaming video. Xvault here, and yes, your second dose of the daily salt, the salty batch files, or I should say weekly salt, if that. That being said, there's a lot of good stuff going on, a lot of information coming out, so of course that's going to generate any new, fresh, and wacky, and just out there salt, and a lot of pretentious copium going on as well. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to it. Alright, so we can't get to the salty batch files, it seems, without one of the three key members. That's going to be, of course, Cold Eastwood, Gaz, or Alex himself, as well as many others, but those like to take the top three spots, it seems, as of late. But let's start off with Gaz here, of course. In regards to recently being shown the Concord game via the State of Play and stuff, he had to retort with PC Gamer stating, LOL, of course it's PC Gamer. Not sure exactly what that means or what the salt or copium is there, but of course they state it's hard to complain about hero shooter fatigue when Concord looks this good. Good, yes. Concord looks really good, like it looks good graphically, gameplay aside, just looks really good. The potential, like I've stated in videos before, it has potential. Now, the eerily part, as of the Xbox showcase as well, they had another 5v5 hero shooter with cards and stuff like that. We got Marvel Rivals, we got all sorts of stuff. There's a lot of hero shooters coming out and about, so which ones will stay and have the staying power, I don't know. I wonder if he's going to have the same sort of energy for the new 5v5 hero shooter card game, which is, I believe, like Punked or something like that. Off the top of my head, I cannot quite remember the game. I'm sure you guys do, but again, I'm sure that one's okay. But this one, we have a problem because PC Gamer touts it as a very good-looking game, and a lot of folks think this could be a promising game. Again, we'll have to see. There's just Marvel, like I said, there's so many new hero shooters coming out, and again, it's not the only genre that's having a saturation issue, so that tends to happen. Whenever something has a peak of interest, it's going to be flooded. Whether that be a Souls-like, whether that FPS genre, whatever the case is, that's what's going to happen. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Not a lot to stay there with because it's just pure salty copium. Let's get right on over to Alex. Like I said, we like to have the same three recurring guests, it seems. They just can't stop. Here's a rage bait, or he actually believes this, believe it or not, but he states Last of Us is a bad video game. And then of course, in response to Riv Lombax, PC fanboys will play The Last of Us 2 when GTA 6 is coming, stating that Last of Us Part 2 might be coming over to PC. But of course, Alex has to state The Last of Us is a bad game. Now, I understand not every game is someone's cup of tea. I have plenty of games, whether it be Civilization. Let's take the RTS genre on for a spin here. I am not a huge RTS fan. Used to be back in the day with Warcraft, StarCraft, Red Alert, all that stuff, and just messed around with a lot of that. Messed around with sim games like SimCity and stuff like that as well. But nowadays, I just cannot stand it. That being said, that doesn't mean those are bad games. That just means that game is not for me. So for him to come out and be pretentious about it and state The Last of Us is a bad game, objectively speaking, even if it's not your cup of tea, if you're going to sit there and say it's a bad video game, I don't know what the awards are for. I don't know what the critical acclaim is for. I don't know why people do playthrough after playthrough after playthrough of that game. It must be because it's such a horrible video game. You're acting like it's a bad video game on the lines of Balan Wonderworld. Yes, I like to bring that game up often because it has such a low bar, or even Redfall, right? Those games are great. Or are you saying that Last of Us is on the level of those games, Redfall, Balan, stuff like that? Is that what you're adhering to, or is this just bait, or are you really just that out of the scope? You like to be like, something's popular, I don't like it. I like to go outside the box because I'm just better than that. Well, whatever it is, it's pretentious. You're being an asshole. You're salty. You're coping that you don't get to play GTA 6 day one. But of course, you mentioned later on that GTA, the series, is a mid-genre, a mid-series, and you wish everybody would accept that. But I digress. Let's keep moving on before he sends more followers to get more exposure here, but we'll keep going. We're going to pull up a deal here from Eric J. Xbox guys, do not sit on your hands with is it coming to Game Pass or I'll wait for Game Pass. This game is 100% worth the purchase. I 100% agree, Eric. But unfortunately, Master Shake has other plans here in regards to retweeting Wario's page here. I'll wait for Game Pass. If COD can be in Game Pass, no other game has an excuse. So not only just because COD can be in Game Pass, with it being a first-party game, let that sink in a little bit. A first-party game, maybe that has a little something to do with it. But Master Shake, yes, doesn't want to touch games, and he's not the only one. A large chunk of the fan base that do currently subscribe to Game Pass will not, or very rarely will buy games in the industry to support them, but wants to wait till Game Pass. Now, on one hand, I understand that. You're already paying a sub fee. You might be casual. You may just be adhere to that. Well, Xbox is to blame partly too, because they are the ones that condition their fans to partake in a rental subscription service, and that's about it. Yes, they offer discounts. We've been over this many times. Yes, they do this. Yes, they do that. But it's not enough to get folks like Master Shake here to go ahead and help out the devs in the industry by buying games. This is why I dislike day one games on Game Pass. I just don't agree with it. It harms the industry that I care about, that is my main hobby. That's why I don't like it. Let's keep on going though here, because that's really absurd. Now, let's get back to Alex real quick here. They seem to be on one as of late. Please put Halo on PlayStation with crossplay to Xbox PC. The literal content I could produce would be astronomical. Not only insult content, but live streams of playing against fanboys and watching them break down and rage quit in real time, stating that all of a sudden he's claiming Halo is a PC game, basically. Mainly because he's saying Xbox and PC gamers are just that good at Halo that if somebody from the PlayStation ecosystem or fan base was to try up Halo, they would just get wrecked and then we would start freaking out. So they think Halo is so deep that no one could jump in. That means no one can jump in on PC and play Counter-Strike or Counter-Strike 2 to this day, or Valorant or anything else that is a PvP first-person shooter as well, right? So again, gatekeeping, pretentious, copium. The fact that Halo does stand a chance to come over to PlayStation at some point, whether it be a Halo remaster, which were the rumors of, whether it be the collection, the Master Chief collection, whatever the case is, it has a chance. So what's the backup method? Well, you guys are going to get wrecked. Don't even play it. Don't touch it. I'm warning you, don't even touch it, because you're going to be featured in my content because you guys are going to be so bad. I think what's awesome is he truly underestimates the PlayStation fan base and the gaming skills in that community. So if Halo is indeed going to drop on PlayStation at some point, I do implore all of you to go ahead and put your skills to the test, and we'll pull him out on that. We challenge him to matches left and right and just make him. He's the one that would rage. If anybody was going to rage at losing a match in PvP, it would be Alex, and it would be fun. And you want to talk about salt content for live streams or other posting contents, it's the other way around, Alex, and we all know that. So again, thanks for that. Appreciate it. So speaking of Halo, back to Gaz and of course Colt. What did I say? The top three as of recent. They just don't stop. Gaz, don't give them Halo, you dickheads. Referring to contextually the rumor that Halo is getting a remaster or remake of some sort and heading over to all platforms. And of course, Colt Eastwood, can they even use twin sticks for FPS games? Yes, Colt, because we've never had dual analogs on the PlayStation since the PlayStation 1. Crazy how that works. Crazy how that works. I know it wasn't right out of the gate, but crazy how that works. The most asinine tweets. I mean, just immediate. First of all, don't give them Halo. Outright stating, do not give them Halo. Please, because it's our flagship franchise IP. Please do not. I don't blame them. I don't blame you guys in a way. I wouldn't want Uncharted to head to Xbox as well. It's a flagship IP, or God of War or whatever. I get it. I understand that, but again, straight out there, pretty upset about it. And then, of course, Colt backing into the corner, stating, we don't even know, meaning the PlayStation fan base, how to use dual analog sticks. Man, he's not a good gamer. If you've ever seen him try to compete in anything, whether it be a fighting game, FPS, or whatever, he's not that good. So really, he should be looking in the mirror and seeing if he's used to twin sticks after all, because odds are he's not. But let's keep going here now. Oh, goodness. Let's quickly get to Ryan Cafferty here, the great IGN person that just doesn't stop. A remaster of Halo Championship Edition seemed wild to me. I just don't get why you do this. It's already been remastered once very well, and why would PlayStation fans care about a 25-year-old game? Well, Ryan, the same way you care about the 25-year-old game heading to another platform. Let that sink in. If Microsoft is really considering this, why not just port Halo Master Chief Collection? Because they can resell it to you guys, hoping anyways that you'll buy that up. I can't say you will. I was going to sit there and say you'll buy that up too, but again, Game Pass, all that stuff we just spoke about, we don't know. But they can sit there and sell the remaster of it again, and then release Master Chief Collection down the line, knowing PlayStation fans would probably buy that as well, because that's what most PlayStation fans do, is buy their games. Hopefully that answered your question. Maybe think about it again in the near future. We'll try again, buddy. Let's move on to, again, our favorite catfish. They seem to be in the mouth pretty often as well, stating Black Myth Wukong coming to Xbox Series XS. Sony tried to mislead by only including PlayStation 5 in this trailer. They didn't mislead him. It's not coming out day one. So for anybody that doesn't know, there's pretty much a parity clause still on the Xbox Series S, and it's not able to run fluidly on that system, as well as the Xbox Series X. So of course they're delaying this game again, not only with Baldur's Gate, but this one, and I believe there was a third one as well. If you know that game, comment down in the questions. Just off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but again, they're trying to spread FUD like they always do, daily in almost every post. Sony's not trying to misinform anybody. If anything, Xbox is misinforming their fans, stating that the Xbox Series S was powerful enough to keep up with the PlayStation 5 in every conceivable way. There's tons of videos out there from the devs and architects of the Xbox Series S and X themselves stating this. So who's the real liar, you catfish? Let's keep going here. We got a good one. J-Rock just couldn't help himself here, as you can see. Sighing emoji with Horizon Adventures, the Lego game that is coming to PlayStation, PC, and yes, even the Nintendo Switch day one. Pony left speechless. They're down bad, he says. I still don't know who this guy is that they're showing there. I don't think he's a true PlayStation fanboy, so again, grain of salt there. And then, of course, Aloy on the go, can't wait. Great move in getting PlayStation to bend the knee. PlayStation did not bend the knee, and I'll go over that in just a moment. And he's speaking about Nintendo Switch. I spoke with Pee Wee Herman about his decision not to release Horizon Lego Adventure on the PS4, where roughly 40% or more of the PlayStation fan base still remains. He said here PlayStation would believe in generations, which is why we decided to release it on the Switch instead of the more powerful PS4. Now, there's a couple things in regards to this here. So, to answer that question, he's very salty that this is not landing on the Xbox. Every console conceivable, day one, but not the Xbox. I think that is so petty on PlayStation's part, but I also think it's pretty funny at the same time. But this makes sense, right? So Lego has a licensing. When you have a licensing fee, it's very, very expensive. That being said, you're going to do a partnership, and I think there's a little bit of bending for sure. They're not bending the knee, but there's a little bit of bending of like, you know what, it makes sense. Who's going to make money? Lego and PlayStation. Those are the ones going to make gobs of money from this IP alone going Legoized. And the game absolutely looks amazing. I think I'm seeing all sorts of ray tracing in this trailer that I keep rewatching. I mean, it just looks absolutely phenomenal. It's going to be a lot of fun. It really is. But you're going to have that talk with Lego. They're going to say, okay, Sony probably came in and said, look, we don't want this on Xbox. We don't want this on, Switch even. We'll even give them that hand. And Lego said, well, look, we have to have a certain return on this game. And even though you're going to sell a lot on PlayStation and even PC day one, we need some more. We need some more insurance. Where did Lego games sell really well at as well? The Switch? Yes, the Switch. Let's go ahead and put it there. They didn't want to put it on the PlayStation 4. I think it's because they do want people to jump into the PS5 at this point, folks. You're getting good deals with it left and right. So they want people to move on so they can make better games, so they don't have to sit there and kind of hinder themselves like what the Series S is doing with a lot of their games. They really want the fan base to make that jump over to the PS5, and they totally should. I mean, they're missing out on a lot of great games that are PS5 only, as well as the DualSense alone. So I understand the direction of that, but a lot of copium coming from, there's going to be a lot of more Lego copium coming down the line as well, because something from a Lego game creating so much waves in the industry right now for it not being on Xbox, I think is hilarious. But a lot of folks very upset about that, that's available everywhere but Xbox. I think that's the caveat right there. But that being said, we'll wrap up this video as well. Thank you all so much. Even closer to that 2,000 sub goal. You guys are all amazing. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, definitely consider liking, commenting. That helps out the algorithm. If you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing, helping out a small content creator like myself. And that being said, of course, just remember, don't be a salty batch. And we'll see y'all next time on the next Xvault Gaming video. And until then, take care.